Russian Times Artem Markelov claims a dramatic feature race win in Monaco in FIA Formula 2 after Alexander Albon and Nyck de Vries clash at the pit entrance whilst leading under the safety car. Albon and de Vries made contact at the pit entry as the Pertamina Prema Theodore Racing driver tried to enter the pits but was cut off by the DAMS of Albon, who dived to the pit at the last second. The pair clashed into each other and would later end their races due to the damage sustained. The Russian benefited from their clash and took the lead of race, performed strongly as he set the pace to beat Sean Jalil, who claimed second place by switching to an alternative strategy earlier in the race. Roberto Merhi in the MP Motorsport finished in third to collect his first ever Formula 2 podium. The Charus Racing Systems of Luis de la Trace finished in fourth place to earn his first points of the season. Trident's Arjun Maini finished in fifth place ahead of Lando Norris, who had a dramatic race after colliding with MP Motorsport's Ralph Buschung. Art Grand Prix Jack Aitken scored the only points for the French team as he finished in seventh. Antonio Fuoco ended the race in eighth and will start tomorrow's sprint race in pole position tomorrow. The Italian had a dramatic start after cutting across of Campos Vexatic Racing's Luca Giotto before turn 1. Prior to the race, multiple drivers were handed penalties in qualifying. Lando Norris was given a grid penalty for impeding pole sitter Alexander Albon, whilst Maximilian Gunther missed the weighbridge during qualifying, resulting him to start from the pit lane. Sergio Camara missed the feature race today due to an injury with his hand after crashing in qualifying. With lights out, it was Albon who leads ahead of de Vries and Markelov. Santino Ferrucci stalled on the grid and lost out on a good grid position. Luca Giotto didn't even make it to turn 1 as he made contact with Antonio Fuoco, who cut across the Campos at the start and crashed out of the race. The safety car made an appearance as the marshal cleared the stranded car. With the safety car in on lap 3, Albon leads cleanly away ahead of de Vries, Markelov and Fuoco. The DAMS and the Prema followed each other closely, with the Dutch driver stalking the rear of Albon's car but couldn't find a way past. Fuoco was handed a drive-through penalty for his opening lap incident with Giotto, the Italian driver calling the penalty call ridiculous over the radio whilst in fourth place. He took his penalty on lap 6 and dropped down to 13th place. George Russell's race was short-lived when he crashed into Laraskis whilst making a diving pass on Niri Fukuzumi, but carried too much speed into the corner and hit the wall. At the front, de Vries followed close to the race leader Albon but still couldn't find a way past the DAMS driver around the twisty streets of Monaco. Down the field, Buschung and Norris battled for 12th place, but Norris made a late move at Anthony Nogues but clashed with the MP Motorsport driver and shunting him into the wall. The clash caused the safety car to make a second appearance. During the safety car, de Vries pulled into the pit entrance but at the last minute, Albon pulled in as well, causing a collision at the pit entry. Dramatic scenes from the two race leaders with the DAMS facing the wrong way installed. The Prema of de Vries was able to resume and pit in, but the clash between the two allowed Markelov to lead the race under the safety car. As the safety car came in, Markelov leads ahead of Maini, Aitken and Fukuzumi. For the incident with Buschung, Norris has been given a drive-through penalty to take during the race. The aftermath of the incident with Albon caught up with de Vries as he started to lose pace due to suspension damage and started to drop down the field. The Prema team called him into the pits to retire from the race. At the halfway stage of the race on lap 21, it was Markelov who leads ahead of Maini, Aitken, Fukuzumi, Nicholas Latifi and Fuoco. On lap 26, former race leader Albon pulled into the pits to retire after being a lap down following his collision with Vries. The incident is to be investigated after the race. Markelov pulled away from second place as he set fast laps to get ahead of Sean Jalil, who was the leading car that has pitted in 8th place, attempting to create a 26-second gap to beat the Prema driver. On lap 35, the Russian time dived into the pits from the lead for new tires and got out ahead of Jalil in third behind Latifi and Gunther, who both still have to pit. Gunther pitted the following lap but Latifi stayed out in the bid for a safety car and win the race. The Canadian eventually pitted on lap 39 and came out in 9th place, handing the lead back to Markelov. The Russian time was untouched in the final laps, and took the checkered flag for his second Monaco win in the series ahead of Sean Jalil and Roberto Merhi, who claims his first F2 podium. Luis de la Trace claims 4th place to grab his first points of the season ahead of Maini, Norris, Aitken and Fuoco, who will start on reverse grid pole for the sprint race. POSNODRIVERNATTEAMTIME 11 Artem Markelov's Russian time 23 Sean Jalil Pertamina Prema Theodore Racing 10.739 Roberto Merhi's PMP Motorsport 15.4 420 Luis de la Trace Racing System 19.2 516 Arjun MAINIINDTRIDENT 20.1 619 Lando Norris Berkerlin Motorsport 20.677 Jack Aitken Broad Grand Prix 21.9 821 Antonio Fuoco Charles Racing System 23.896 Nicholas Latificandams 24.8 1012 Nire Fukuzumi Gen BWT Arden 30.9 1111 Maximilian Gunther WT Arden 31.5 1215 Roy Nissan Yeser Campus Vexatic Racing 49.7 1317 Santino FERRUCCIUSATERIDENT 87.4 142 Tadasuke Makino Russian time 3 laps 155 Alexander Albon the DAMS DNF 164 NYCK De Vries Ned Pertamina Prema Theodore Racing DNF 1710 Ralph Busch Imp Motorsport DNF 188 George Russell Broad Grand Prix DNF 1914 Luca Giotwata Campus Vexatic Racing DNF 2018 Sergio Set Camara Berkerlin Motorsport DNS